two one-loss teams set to lace it up. This ought to be fun, and we're underway on EA Sports. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. So here are the Commanders making their way out. And here's a look at their leader, standing 6'4".
And he certainly had his share of struggles in the opener, threw a couple of ill-timed interceptions in the game. So that was something that was harped upon all week in practice. Because if he's going to help this team be a winning one, he can't give the football away like he did last week.
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and that will bring up second down. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
But just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. To the air goes Daniels. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down. Washington going to send out their punter. He'll kick it away after a 3-and-out on the opening drive of the game. Oh, he's going to go ahead and field it from the 3-yard line. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the offense will come back out deep in their own territory. So out comes the offense now with a long field ahead of them. And leading them out there, their 6'5" quarterback.
And he comes off a tough opening matchup. Threw way too many interceptions in that game. Definitely not the way you want to kick off a new season. So he said to himself, I got to throw that game out. I'm going to get a fresh start right here in week 2.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Oh, his first throw of the game going to be intercepted. And he'll be brought down around the 7-yard line. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because skilled as a mathematician. But you're right, it felt like a matter of time, and you've got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
Now Daniels. To the right side, it's caught by Mitchell. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 3 yards is the gain that time, 2nd and goal.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
And he'll be stopped about... the goal line after a pickup of about 3.
That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him, could they?
Yeah, didn't get the push they needed. Toward the pylon, but it's incomplete. Blanketed coverage by Houston. Makes it 4th down. So they opted to pass for it on 3rd and goal. Let's see what they do on 4th and goal.
Well, I think they threw it with the idea that if they didn't get it, they would go for it on 4th and goal. So they've got another play in their pocket. They're going to have to call it right now. No field goal here.
Going for it, it's Mitchell. And this winds up a disaster, nowhere near the marker. They stop him up short on 4th and goal from the 1. And the ball will go over on the goal line stand. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
And that is going to be a safety. Well, we thought these two defenses, they might come to play. One has already come to play here, a safety for the opening points of the game.
Brandon, let's file this play away, because if it turns out to be a tight game, who knows? This could wind up being the difference.
He'll return it from the 6. The Washington offense set to take over again. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally, because all division games have a little extra.
Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. And he is not quite going to make it all the way in. They'll mark him down right about the 1-yard line. So problems with errant passing continuing. Remember, he threw 2 picks in the loss last week, and now another here in this first quarter.
And sometimes, partner, this is the result of a quarterback who's simply trying to do too much. Feels like he's trying to make up for what he did last week, and he can't do it all on one throw.
Houston set to take over. And really, you can't have a better situation than this. 1st and goal at the 1. Back to throw. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. It's their quarterback. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And his guys have taken the lead. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is up to 5. A nice tidy little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position, and only one play to score it. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. The Commanders preparing for their next possession. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this, because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Line of scrimmage, the 24. This is 2nd and 6. Play action, now it's Daniels. There's a short one pulled in by Sennett. And, he takes a shot at the end of that play.
I know I spent a lot of time talking about how tight ends in a lot of cases now are pumped up wide receivers, but they're still big people. He used that frame right there to absorb a really big hit on him and held on to the ball.
First down, here's Mitchell. And slow going there, as he'll only get a yard, maybe, up to the 41. But you look at this defense, currently number 1 in the NFL against the run.
And that's a ranking that feels good, right? To be number 1 and be the top of your profession. But here's the problem. It's only week 1.
1 week, yeah.
Can they do it 15 more times? If so, then we really got something to talk about.
That's the challenge. Short completion, just 4 yards. And now we've got a 3rd and 4. Throwing now is Daniels. Hit from behind, and he's going to be driven down. Micah Parsons showing off that elite athleticism as he gets the sack. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Now this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. Houston's offense taking over again. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
So the line of scrimmage all the way up to midfield now as they've got it 1st and 10. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Throw left side is complete on the diving effort. A huge play there for Houston. And even 40 yards. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. They'll set up to throw. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
Coaches talk about it all the time. Players talk about it as well. Excellent job staying disciplined in coverage and making that stop. Inside the red zone, every stop like that.
And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Anthony Schwartz with career touchdown number 158. That pushes him past Randy Moss and into 4th place all time as his guys are able to extend their lead. So after the disappointment in the opening week loss, Charles, this looks like really a completely different football team.
They sure do, and I think they realize we can't start 0-2, and they're determined to not let it happen by the looks of things here in the early going.
And the Washington offense going back to work. The last series for them a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive, 1st and 10. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
And it's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he had made it all the way to the end zone. This week, he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but, boy, he's playing really well.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. You talk about this Washington defense. They're going to need to be strong against the run in this one.
And that play right there shows exactly why they're so good against the run. Held the line of scrimmage, held the point of attack, and stuffed him for no gain.
Now a 2nd and 10. On play action, they'll throw. Here's one deep for Pickens. And he's got it inside the 10. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. George Pickens, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Black Knights are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. They'll look to throw. And he's got it. So the try for 2 successful. And that bumps their lead up even further. And, of course, on the 2-point try, had the option to run or pass. They pass it there, and it works.
Felt pretty straightforward, didn't it? An open receiver, ball's put on him, 2 points for them.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. They'll start with a run by Mitchell. And he will be out of bounds here on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA. Second quarter now from our nation's capital, and it's Washington in possession of the football. From the 34-yard line, here's a 2nd down and 6. Here's Daniels. Got his man complete over the middle. It's McLaughlin.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
And this offense on 3rd down today, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 4. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down. Daniels looking to throw. Smith catches left side. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
Daniels from the gun on 3rd down. And he's going to go down. Back near midfield at the 49. Washington going to send out their punter as he's on here to punt it away. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And it's out of bounds. Now we'll see what the side judge says. He says out at the 8-yard line. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. Well, everything right now that they touch on this side of the football, it seems to turn to gold. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. That lead continues to grow. And, I mean, if they can get points here, Charles. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. Touchdown, Houston. Anthony Schwartz with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Black Knights continue to pull away here this first half. Extra point splits the uprights, and a rout is on here in this first half. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. And Washington going to come back out here to take over offensively. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. Drops this underneath. It's Mitchell. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 2nd down and 3. Up the middle, here's Mitchell. And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. To throw is Daniels. Complete. Smith has it. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 12 more yards there and another 1st down.
And I don't think there's any question that this offense is going to need to hit on a few more plays like this. It's been a difficult first half for them, to say the least. And I do believe if they want to get back in this game, they need to start right now. It's kind of like making adjustments. If you try and wait until the half, it's probably too late. They need to get going right here.
A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3.
Let's go now.
Back to throw. Daniels. And off his back foot, he'll heave this one deep. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
And that's where you're counting on a receiver's size being an advantage. They were hoping he could go over the top of a smaller DB and haul that one in. A good thought, but that time it didn't work out.
From the gun on 3rd down. Daniels. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's going to have a Commanders 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Daniels. Again, he'll find Samuel for the completion. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. And a sack leads to roughly a loss of 6, and it brings up 2nd and goal. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. And not a good time for the sack on 2nd and goal, a loss of 6, and now it's 3rd down.
So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far, because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
Ball had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. Now on comes the Washington field goal unit. From the right hash, this from 33. And this one is right through. And that'll put us within 3 scores as it becomes now a 23-point game.
So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps them inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
The Black Knights offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he's going to go down right near the goal line. The officials look at each other. They're going to mark him at the 1-yard line. It'll be a loss of 10. And it'll bring up 2nd.
Now this is where field awareness comes into play. He's getting perilously close to his own goal line. And after that sack, backed up to his own 2.
Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3.
The Black Knights offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Going up top. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
That's some good closing speed there defensively, because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
He's going to try and go deep again. He's got a man, complete. And all the way down to the 37.
Things looking much rosier for him here in week 2. They work with the lead as they've got it 1st and 10.
And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Textbook coverage right there. Played the ball, never lost sight of where it was headed, and stayed in perfect position to make a play on it. Able to keep the receiver and the quarterback in his sight lines.
Out right, here's Erickson. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. They're going to hurry back to the line now. They'll look to throw again.
And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
Let's give this defense some credit now. They let the guys get downfield, but when push came to shove, they stood their ground, and now they'll likely force a field goal attempt.
2nd and 10.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Well, the passing game right now for them, not overly impressive. Last week he hit on right at 50%. This week he's under 50%.
And it's not just on him. Protection, a few breakdowns along the way. That's made him get off the spot. Receivers not getting their way open downfield. The coverage has been awfully tight. They've got to all get together and find ways to make this passing game get in gear. Nice job escaping the pocket. And boy, he took the shot downfield towards the end zone, didn't he? Trying to go for 6. It just wasn't there against that coverage. They were ready to prevent the big play.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. A big-time sack there on 4th down.
And Washington will have it on the turnover on downs. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
Throwing to start the drive. Daniels. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Micah Parsons getting him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon. It has been a rough afternoon for him trying to get rid of the football. See, that's now 5 sacks.
How'd you like to be the offensive coordinator, the offensive line coach trying to come up with an answer for this pass rush? What blocking assignments do you change? Can guys play a little bit better? And we're seeing the end result on the scoreboard. Long day in the pocket for their quarterback.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Back to throw. Daniels. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time.
And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And, Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them, and they took advantage of it there, got a nice interception, and set up their offense in great shape.
Second and 1. And he is going to go down back at the 11-yard line.
The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Flush to his right. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
So many times I advocate not challenging coverage downfield, but on this play, I thought he made an excellent decision to actually do so. If that had been complete, that would have been one for the highlight reel.
The offense staying out there. They look prepared to go here on 4th and 10. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs.
Here's Mitchell now to kick off the drive. He'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4. 2nd down. 2nd down and 6 now.
2nd and 6.
Here we go, set.
Now Daniels.
That's going to be caught by Samuel. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. It'll go as a pickup of 14 and a Washington 1st down.
Let's go. Hey.
Running left, here's Mitchell. And taken down just shy of the 40.
He really hasn't been able to get on track running the football and averaging less than 4 yards a carry.
Yeah, I think that they're going to enjoy the film session because all the defenders are filling their proper gaps on just about every play. And you know what they always say for a defensive coach? When I click off this film, I better see 11 jerseys in the picture going after the ball carrier.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the 1st.
Let's go now. Set up.
They'll try and pick it up with Mitchell.
And he's got the 1st down yardage before being taken down at midfield.
That's good for a Commanders 1st down.
Another run with Mitchell.
And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
All the way.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come.
Back now at Commanders Field.
A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4.
From the 41, this is 2nd and a yard.
Mustang 19. Let go.
To the air goes Daniels.
The improvisation gets him only a couple, but that's all he needed. First down.
That's another Washington first down.
Working out of the gun, Daniels.
Eluding the pressure right. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be second and a couple.
I do think it's fair to say that they were caught off guard a little bit when he decided not to throw it on first down. But give them credit. They recovered in time to deny him the first down yardage. But it's only second and short. So that run is still likely to lead to a new set of downs.
They run over center with Mitchell.
And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on third down. This offense so far on third down, they've converted a third of their opportunities, 3 for 9. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
First and 10 at the 28-yard line.
Throwing now is Daniels.
And this one complete to Smith. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4.
Now a 2nd and 6.
It's now second and 6 at the 23-yard line.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun.
Touchdown, Washington.
23 yards for the touchdown.
And the Commanders are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. Daniels going to try and throw for it.
He's got it. So they convert the 2. That keeps their slim hopes alive as we're back to a 2-score game. Well, it's still an uphill battle from here, that's for sure, but that makes it a 2-score game.
And now we see why teams practice so much on the 2-point conversion, why you have more than one play ready, because you may need multiples to throw out a ball game. Here's a great example right there. Well, not exactly a banner return, so he doesn't give his offense a whole lot of room to work with. They've got to go a long way now to try and score some points. I do know this from experience. There will be a few comments muttered his way by the offense as they head out on the field.
Not liking the look. They'll change the play.
Here we go. 19 tight. Go.
They'll come out throwing here on first down.
He's going to launch this deep for Watson.
And got his man complete.
Down to the 10.
Touchdown, Houston.
Christian Watson
with career touchdown number 208, tying Jerry Rice for the most ever in NFL history.
And the Black Knights have pretty well put it away here in the 4th quarter.
Extra point safely through, and the lead opens up now to 22 points. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. Here comes the Commanders' offense back onto the field. But we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was.
Look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway.
And he takes it in for a Commanders touchdown.
A great effort there. 70 yards.
And the Commanders have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th.
And he's got it for the 2-point conversion. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
The visitors' offense and their quarterback ready to go once more.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs.
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston.
George Pickens
with career touchdown number 125, moving him into a tie with Walter Payton on the all-time list.
And the Black Knights have opened up a 3-score lead as they pull away here in the fourth.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21.
Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here.
Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
That's into the hands of McLaughlin. Here's a 2nd and 5. Here's Daniels.
And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
Back to throw again.
And they try to set up the screen, but that almost disaster as it falls incomplete. Very nearly a turnover, but it's 4th down. Daniels going to throw for it.
Looking here for Smith downfield. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Well, I get it, Charles. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Down big, they just sent their receivers out, let it fly. But the defense, they were ready.
Yeah, and there aren't too many people left in the stadium that couldn't see that coming. But that's not a major criticism at all because you had to try it. What you're hoping for is one of your athletes out-athletes everyone else. It makes a dramatic play.
It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Houston.
Anthony Schwartz,
85 yards.
And the Black Knights up the lead to 4 scores now here in this 4th quarter.
Point after, right down the middle. And that'll increase their lead to 28. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. Well, here we go on the next drive for Washington.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Here's 2nd and 10.
It's now 2nd and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Daniels looking to throw.
Over the middle, complete. That's McLaughlin. And out across midfield, down to the 45. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Operating from the gun, Daniels. Well, it's caught on the right side at Smith.
And he will be out of bounds after a nice pickup. And that will also lead us to the 2-minute warning. This 2nd and 4. To throw is Daniels. Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want...
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Past the 10 to the 11-yard line, and that's where the return stops.
I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his second interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million. And that's caught inside the 30. A huge play there for Houston. 65 yards. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. This is caught. It's Christian Watson. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Extra point right down the middle. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. And the Washington offense heading out. CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is in the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, and with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on when you get back to practice in the next couple of days.
Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
That's good.
Here we go. Here we go.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. That one tipped, and it's incomplete. But good hands there defensively at 2nd down.
The coverage by DeVon Clark.
Here we go. Set. Let go.
From the shotgun, it's Daniels. And this is going to be intercepted. Charles, are you kidding me? 4 interceptions? I mean, that's a good season for a lot of defensive backs.
A lot of reason to get voted into the Pro Bowl. When you have 4 in one game, I mean, talk about a campaign slogan, right? I got 4. Send me to the Pro Bowl, guys. What a game we've experienced watching this one.
He's going to launch this deep for Watson. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. That one looks like he'll throw here. He's going to launch this deep for Watson. And that's caught inside the 35. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Things are rocking easy here in the 4th quarter. They've got to feel pretty good about this one. Actually, they've got to feel excellent. Tough loss in the opener. No way they wanted to go 0-2.
I don't want to read too much into it, but psychologically, is there something much bigger about 0-2 than 0-1?
Oh, without a doubt, and here's the biggest one. Guys like you and me, all the media, are going to talk about, well, you know how hard it is to make the playoffs when you start 0-2, and that starts to work its way through a team.
And now they're working towards 1-1. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. So out comes Washington's offense to take over. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
Second and 4. And that one off the mark behind him. Incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
From the gun on 3rd down, Daniels. And my goodness, another interception.
And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. Yet another mistake after the interception there. And, gosh, you look up at the scoreboard. They just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again.
He's going to launch this deep for Watson.
And it's incomplete. They're still throwing to the very end, but now this game is over.